Hello everyone. So I am basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a tarot deck that I got recently. It's a new tarot deck and it's not a review. It's sort of like going through the deck and picking out cards and just kind of talking about my life in general. You know, just by what I see in the cards, not really trying to do a reading per se, just kind of sharing what comes to me about my life as an update kind of, but using the cards that I pull so I can share my life so far, what's been going on, while also sharing a deck and not obviously sharing every image and just kind of like going from there. I thought that would be kind of fun. Also just getting me in the swing of doing videos again. I guess more of a weekly thing, that's good. I gotta catch up on comments too, but just getting it back in the flow again. So yeah, so the deck I'm going to be sharing is the Mermaid Tarot. This is such a beautiful deck. Again, this isn't a review, but I would like to just show you what the book looks like. And I'll go in greater detail in a review, but look, a whole page of the image in the same color in this beautiful, like independently this would have been like so expensive to print out. And this is, so it's actually a Llewellyn deck. Nice box and everything. Not a review, but I just wanted to kind of show the book too. I'm like amazed, just amazed. It's a beautiful deck. And briefly show the backing as well. Show that backing. Beautiful. Okay, so again, this is the Mermaid Tarot. This is a new deck. This just came out very recently. Like very recently. I would say like either last month or beginning of last month. Yeah, or something. Yeah, I think that's what it was. I'm not sure, but it just came out. So anyways, I'm just going to start pulling some cards and sharing what they make me think of in relation to my life recently. The Five of Wands. And in this image, for me, I'm just looking at the image. I'm not really going with like any standard interpretation, or really just going off of what I'm reminded in my life. And it feels like you see all these people warding something off with their fire wands, or putting the energy of the fire in a shared in a shared location, a shared target, or whatnot, and that's what it feels like to me. And what this brings up in my mind is how recently I have felt like a lot of people at my workplace have been really just been aggressive, and usually passively aggressive, you know, threats of violence in a passive way against me, being really rude, you know, to get what they want or whatever, or just messing with someone because they're bored because they work in a grocery store. And you know what? I know that sucks, but you gotta find something that uplifts you, that doesn't piss other people off, because eventually that's gonna come around. So that's what that reminds me of, all these people just kind of targeting a certain, and this is what it brings to my mind. It feels like these people are, and it feels aggressive, but in the same way I've been warding off that. I've been trying to do my best, not in an aggressive manner, but just trying to let that not get to me, because the only thing I can really do at this point is ignore it. I mean, be alert, be aware, but because management doesn't really care, there's not really much I can do. Really, when everyone is taking advantage of rumors and playing mind games, and nothing ever gets done, and the company is based off of just not doing anything about the issue of harassment and intimidation, they do nothing, then all you really can do is just keep an eye on it and ignore it, and just hopefully I'm prepared to defend myself in any situation. So I also get that, like, I also get for myself, like, I'll be able to defend myself if I need be, because really, that's the truth. Okay. So there's been that element, which has been exiting my life a little bit as time goes on, that I just like, I don't let them feed into it. I don't show them that it's bothering me. I just know that I'm willing to take care of myself, and anything that's not actually physically harming me or putting me in danger, and it's just psychological, I can just put that out of my mind and ignore them, and they're just gonna have to deal with that, because they're just, like, the maturity is just not there. Oops. The Hermit. Yeah, for me, I feel like myself, because of this, I've been drawing into myself more, especially at work. I will talk to people there. I am actually very nice, even to some of the people who've been really rude to me. I have been nice to them when they've been, you know, okay to me. So I try to at least try to be the one that's like not, you know, waiting around in the sludge. I'm sorry about that light. But yeah, so I honestly, I feel like this is me. This is me hermiting into myself, being more reflective of my inner self, kind of wanting to be alone. And yes, that bugs them too. When I leave on my breaks, they get some people get visually angry, but you know what? It's my break. I can do whatever I want with it, and that's not for them to decide. And that's just tough. And these are people who don't, a lot of them, most of them, that don't even talk to me when I am in the break room. They just want to harass me and try to get me to do things I don't want to do with them. But it's like, this is like, I've been feeling very, leave me alone, I'm going to stick to myself. If it arises, that's fine, but I'm going to find my inner light, my inner calmness, and that's how I deal with the problem. Because that's all I really feel I can do, unless I just leave. But being very hermiting when I am at work, just wanting to be left alone. And I'm reading this really good book that I'm going to share. I'll share in another video. It's really well written, but like, I just don't want to deal with their drama. I'm just pushing it out of my head. When they do their little things to try to get my attention, I'm just like, you know what? How long has it been that I haven't entertained what you want me to do? You think you'd give up. You think you'd give up, but they don't. And at first that kind of scared me. It's like, wow, they just really won't give up. This is kind of scary. And it's like, or maybe, you know, I'm like, well, maybe they're just bored. Maybe that's all they got. I don't know. On the Seven of Wands. Okay, so I'm hoping you guys can see this better. It's kind of hard from my view in here. But it is a whole bunch of mermen with their wands. Kind of reminds me of the other image in a way. But they're focused against this one person, this one stranger. Obviously, he's not Mer. He's in their environment, but he's obviously, like, they don't know. Is he a threat? Which kind of which brings to my mind, again, I'll show this other card where they're kind of directing their energy towards one spot. You know what I'm saying? Kind of has that feel to it. But, so yeah, something foreign, something scary, like, that you don't know, like, this was weird energy, like, these people were putting out really weird energy, I didn't know how to deal with it, and then you have people that friends that they have, you know, the customers come in, mess with you, and so I just ignore it, but I do have protection on me, and I'm like, okay, well, I can ignore it, and they can just do their passive-aggressive stuff, but if I have to defend myself, I will, and that's just how I think of it, to keep me sane and balanced. Like, what's going on now? What are they actually doing right now? What are they doing? Usually it's some psychological trigger that they've found works, or something, or some kind of passive-aggressive gesture or threat, kind of. You know, but again, it's like, okay, if you actually do something, I'm gonna hurt you. That's what this card reminds me of my situation now. Just kind of like being able to ward the situation off if need be, and being aware that it's actually there. Like, I'm still know that there's people there that want me to do something that I don't want to do, are very dangerous and have threatened violence. I'm still very aware of that. And, you know, I'm just thinking that they're the most stupidest people on earth, because all I could do, I can go to the cops at any time, So you're really retarded. Like, I don't understand, like, what's going on in their heads, but I'm still very well aware of the issue. So that's in my focus, and I'm also, again, willing to defend myself and ward that off. And I have been very successful in warding off its psychological impact on my life. I've gotten a lot better. It did take a lot of my energy away. It did drain me a bit because it wasn't just one person doing it. See, I'm one person. When you have multiple people beating up on one person, it's a little bit different because that person is getting from all these different angles, which is another way you can read this, like people ganging up on someone and making them feel alienated, which is also an aspect that I was feeling in my workplace environment. So this is another thing that I'm reminded of that I've been going through in my life right now and through this card. Notice in the cards I just, all the cards I just pulled have a light. The Hermit had a lantern and the Mermen all have wands. And again, also feeling alienated and being cornered by different people, also leading to that hermit space as well can be read through that. Oops, 2 cards. Again, this isn't even like really sharing my favorite images. I'm just kind of picking what I find and being like, hey, this is what it is. Ooh, Queen of Cups. Yes, okay, so I have been very inspired as I have gained more control over my emotions, as I have been like acknowledging my emotions and where they're coming from. I also have been able to realize now that I can control this, now that I feel more inner peace around that, not letting my emotions get to me, still feeling them, but not letting them control me in a way that was there for a while. It actually really was there for a while. It's getting kind of nutty there. I'm sorry about the light. Here we go. So, here we go. Beautiful card. Yeah, and I've been feeling more creative. I've been going into my creativity a bit more, getting more intuitive. Kind of scary, though, when I talk about intuition and some psychic things that have been happening, because as I told you before, like, coworkers will have, like, customers come in and try to do little triggers to, like, that I know that they know with that some of the employees, and they do some of the same things that they do. And I know that that's a thing. And I was working in one of the aisles, and some guy came by, and I had him in the corner of my eye, and I just felt like, okay, he's going to start doing it. He's going to do it. And he did right then. Like, it was weird. Like, I didn't even look directly at him. I just knew that he was going to do it. And he started doing it. So that was kind of odd. So there was kind of like these psychic moments, these intuitive moments. But also, again, I've been feeling a lot more at peace now that I've just not been giving these people what they want and not giving in to them. You know, because it's crazy. Like, I mean, you know, when the person that is in control of the store is also sexually harassing you in ways, or doesn't want you to leave on your break because, I don't know, giving you dirty looks and then trying to, you know, lure you into the bathroom or whatever, and then doing the weird shit that the guys have been doing, and that's from store leadership, like the highest you can go, you know, I don't know. I feel like all I really can do, because leadership is corrupted, is really go into myself and just be like, hey, you know, you could go somewhere else and have the same thing happen, because I talk to coworkers who've worked in other places and the same thing happens. It's just like a corporate thing. Just that sort of environment. But just really just, again, going into myself, getting in control of my emotions, just like when that happens, just being detached a little bit from like how they're feeling towards me and being more into my feelings and not trying to, oh, well, how are they feeling? Oh, am I making them mad? Well, who cares? Yeah, they have power over the store, but really they haven't done anything. And they really couldn't, because eventually they're in the wrong. But yeah, really just being in control and being centered and really like, and again, now that I have my power pretty much in my control again, I'm able to create more and be in that creative space and really, really just be there and be present, be calm, and be in myself, which I feel is very hermity as well in a way, because that's how I started. That's how I got to that place, was engaging in that hermit energy, which is an energy I really connect with a lot. Oh gosh, the devil. Here we go. I think with the attachments there at work, there are there are a few things that you get hooked and you get caught in these traps that some of these individuals lay for you, and you get like in these negative patterns, and you're just you're trapped yourself. And again, there is a few shiny things there that they try to lure you with, trying to, I don't know, there's that aspect of some of the stuff going on, not all of it, but it is there a little bit. But yeah, you see she's trapped in the cage, and it's something that I was able to get out of, definitely was able to get out of, but it just took, like her tail's still in the water, she still has access to the water, but so there is, I don't know, it's just, I have more control over the situation than I thought I did because of the illusion. There was a lot of illusion going on as well. I really thought that, I had a lot more power than I really did, but I was giving them so much just because I felt uneasy with how many people were doing it, which is a thing. There was a lot of people doing it, and if the law was anything that was really, workplace intimidation is jail time offense, even though California doesn't really, whatever. No gripes about California law later, but yeah, the mermaid definitely trapped, but definitely can get out. And there's aspects to, again, the lure and the way we trap ourselves as well. And in some ways, maybe it being self-imposed in a way, letting them do that to me, not realizing that I could step away more than I was because of whatever reason at the time. The Ace of Wands. Oh, here we go. Creativity, fire, action. It's just there. Just a single wand and fire all around it. Feels very powerful. Yeah, it feels like something that definitely can use that to harness that fire energy, the creative energy, the action energy, and sometimes fire. Sometimes I feel well, again, you get like the passion, and sometimes even the anger. Like sometimes it's okay to experience that anger if you're able to wield it in a correct way. Again, I would think self-defense. If we look at the other cards, the mermaid, we're using it to ward something off or to defend off. Again, like here's one single wand ready for someone to take and use in whatever way. And I guess, now that I've come to this place, now I'm able to have that at my access, to really access that energy. Oh, the Five of Cups. Yeah, it feels like there was some loss there, with people. It feels like in my situation, like she's definitely she's comforting this seal, and there's some cups that have been spilled, but it's like with my situation, I feel like I kind of hugging myself. I do feel like there was some loss, again, with emotions, with people, with, well, why couldn't they have treated me better? Why couldn't we have been more friends? But then again, at the end of the day, that's them, and I can't really focus on that. I have to focus on me, loving myself, and focusing on what I do have. And that's what I take from my situation through this card. Of course, there's definitely other interpretations, but from my experience, I feel like, again, I myself am hugging myself, or even those few supportive friends that there are, because there are some new people, some supportive people, I have someone coming in, so 1 second. Just walk through.
Sorry.
That's fine. So, just walk. So again, there are some people who are the newer people that have come in that feel more supportive because they've been through some of the same things. So there is that aspect too. But there is kind of a disappointment in that, like, some people feel they have to be this way in order to. I just don't understand it, and it might just be maybe just the mentality of some people. I don't know. So yeah, happens. It sucks. You know, all we can do is control what we can control in ourselves. We can't really control other people. Other people are going to make choices, bad choices with themselves and how they interact with others. Not much we can do about that. There really isn't. We just set healthy boundaries for ourselves. Okay. The Page of Pentacles. Feels really happy. Hopefully you can see this here. Get rid of that light in the way. The fairies and just like an award, like something that feels good, physical, like more money, more wealth, but coming from myself as well, manifesting more wealth from myself because of this power that I'm acknowledging within myself. Definitely, I do feel this energy that has come in recently, yes. A lot of appreciation for material things, which is that is a thing in my life. I do have a lot of stuff, but also like bringing in more that feeds me, but also I'm feeding into my inner wealth, but also the wealth that I have around me. I have experienced greater wealth around me as well. Now, I can't, like, pull every card, so I don't know how long this video is going to be. I might pull a few more cards, because I don't want it to be, like, I wish I could see how long this video is, but I can't. So I'll probably pull, like, a few more cards, and then be like, end it. Alright, so you kind of get a feel of what the cards are like. Oh, here we go, 5 of Pentacles. So again, I have come from a place where I did feel like a little bit of loss. I mean, there are people who are obviously shunning me because I'm not doing what they want to do, or they're not giving me whatever attentions. Like, you know, more, you know, people communicate, like there's not healthy communication there, there's not healthy friendships, there's not, and it might be because of, you know, the drugs, or, you know, just the casual, the casual view of sex there, that you're not going to get, like, actual friendships that develop because of the unhealthy. And then, of course, the people who don't do that are shunned, which is the actual thing at my place of work. But I just got to accept that and move on, you know. It's okay. It's not a big deal. I mean, in the long run, I'm going to be more healthy anyways. And these people usually end up leaving and leaving the scene because that's just how it is. But yeah. So. Oh, 2 of Cups. Okay, so this obviously isn't really a work situation that I feel. I feel this is more in my home life, a very healthy relationship. Maybe, and of course there's balance here too. Maybe in my, you know, there is a balance of, like, my emotions and my more, and just how I interact with life now. It's a more balanced way than being, you know, just all in the emotions, just all enveloped in the water, experiencing other people without having all the emotions involved as well. When I'm looking at other relationships, non-sexual / relationships, like, you know, people that I deal with on a daily basis, not letting that emotion get in the way as well. So that could also have that aspect to it in other realms. But mostly, you know, my relationship is healthy, which I think a lot of people at work are lacking. So, just saying. Okay, so probably one more card. We'll see. And then I'll end this. But I just get an idea of like what I've kind of gone through. And I love this deck. This deck really is beautiful. Can't wait to review it. It's gonna be a great review. It's so stunning. It's a really beautiful deck. Oh, the Ten of Wands. Okay, yeah. There's been a lot of burden. You know, I have been feeling a lot of stuff. I'm doing a lot of spring cleaning. Sometimes in the process, because I have a lot of stuff, I get burdensome. A lot of creative stuff that I need to get back to doing. That, again, when you look at it all at once, I'm like, oh my god, that's a lot. But I just need to take it one thing at a time. That's how what I need to do. But again, sometimes it can feel overwhelming when you're looking at it all at once. But it feels like, you know, she's obviously got it steady. She's got it on her back. She's got control over it. She is kind of coming out of like a fiery environment, but that's like her environment. So it's not like she's not used to that kind of environment. Like these are like volcanic mermaids, so they're kind of used to that. And so I obviously feel like this is a creative card, and it's just one of those things that. Yeah, this is more creative because she's going to take these, I believe these sticks are for like the wands that get made, and the other picture shows them making the orbs that go on the, so again, this is like creativity and process projects and stuff, which I really need to get to doing. So once you start tackling it, it feels less of a, but you got to do it, and it feels like, she just looks so determined, so, you know, it's not really that much of a burden. It can feel that way sometimes, but I don't feel like it is in this situation. In my situation, it's like I just gotta do it one step at a time, which is what I'm gonna do after I get all this uploaded. I'm gonna work on an artistic project, and you know, get in the flow again. So yeah, so that's pretty much all. Again, this was the Mermaid Tarot. There's more images, and when I do a review, I'll share them. I just wanted to share what was. I'm just kind of like finishing it up. I try not to talk about this anymore. I just wanted to finish it up just in case anybody was still wondering or like what's going on or what's going on, and my kind of like the journey I've been through, like that's kind of feels, that is like the journey. These are the things that I've been working through really with my situation with other people right now in the work environment. My home life is very healthy other than, you know, creative clutter, some straightening, but other than that, like, yeah, and I'm glad things are up on the rise and everything's looking good. So I'm gonna get back to doing my art, making some comments, and keeping myself locked into making videos at least weekly, at least for now. So yeah, I'm hoping this video isn't too long, hoping I'm not boring anyone, hoping I didn't stutter too much. Getting used to talking in front of the camera again. So yeah, until next time, many blessings. Okay, where's the, there we go.